freezing, little gums bleeding. Cried every evening, it was all about eating. When I became a teen, it was all about beefing. Now I'm ready for the world, trying to sink my teeth in.
Hey guys, welcome to the Food Psych podcast. I'm Christy Harrison, I'm your host, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist specializing in health at every size and intuitive eating. And I'm also a journalist with almost 14 years of experience covering food and nutrition media. So I started out as a journalist, I went back to school to become a dietitian, and now I do both. And I have a whole interesting story about my relationship with food, which led me down this career path in the first place, and which is why I decided to start doing this podcast, which is about people's relationships with food and helping them heal. So I'm actually recording this in September of 2016, even though the publication date says September of 2014, because I wanted to create like a quick start guide for this podcast because it's grown a lot since it first began. And I recently realized that a lot of people, when they're first starting to listen, will go back and listen to the first available episode. And the podcast has changed a lot since then. So I just wanted to give you an overview of the podcast and a couple of options for how to go through the episodes. So if you're already into the body positive movement and you're looking for some resources to help you in rejecting the diet mentality and learning more about intuitive eating and health at every size, I'll give you some recommendations to start with first. So some of our most popular episodes that really encapsulate those ideas are episode 68, which is Beating the Binge Restrict Cycle with Summer Innanen, who's a body image coach and very awesome person. Episode 66, which is called The Intuitive Eating Journey with writer and psychotherapist Akirah Robinson. Episode 61, which is called Intuitive Eating, Intuitive Everything with psychotherapist and comedian Amie. That's one of our most popular of all time, actually. Episode 59, Why Weight Loss Won't Make You Happy with my fellow intuitive eating coach, Simi, Botic. And then episode 36, which is still our number one of all time, which is called Food Sanity with anti-diet health coach Isabel Foxen. So again, those are episodes 68, 66, 61, 59, and 36. That's kind of like the best of quick start guide that I think you'll really love, and then you can go from there. Alternatively, if you're looking for body positive content, you can just start with the latest episode, the most recent episode, and work your way backwards in time from there, and you'll get a ton of great body positive, intuitive eating, size accepting, weight neutral, health at every size content. So the theme of the podcast now and for seasons 3 and 4 and beyond is health at every size and body positivity. And then we had different themes for each season before that. So the second season's theme was eating disorder recovery, and some of the episodes didn't quite fit within that theme, but most of them did. And then the first season, which is now only available as premium content, was more general. It was about people's relationships with food in general, including eating disorders and recovery, but also including just all the weird and interesting ways that people relate to food that are not disordered or that are somewhat disordered, but in the context of an overall healthy relationship with food. So again, that content, the season 1 content, is now only available for premium members. And you can get that by going to christyharrison.com/premium if you're interested. And then season 2 is devoted to eating disorder recovery, more or less. But as you'll probably hear if you listen to some of those episodes, I was definitely still learning and still evolving in my own understanding of how to treat eating disorders and help people to full recovery, and why health at every size and body positivity and body acceptance are so essential for full recovery from eating disorders. So in the second season, you'll still hear me evolving in my understanding and, maybe expressing some things in ways that I wouldn't now that I have that much more experience and information. So that being said, if you're someone who is actually still learning about intuitive eating and health at every size and body positivity, or like you haven't even been exposed to that information and you're sort of like, what's this all even about? And you maybe have some resistance to it, because that is the case for a lot of people coming to body positive content. Maybe someone on your treatment team told you to listen to this podcast because it would help your eating disorder recovery. Or maybe you stumbled on it because you were looking for diet information, right? And you're sort of like on the fence about whether body acceptance or anti-dieting is right for you. If that's the case, if you're in that camp and you're not fully on board yet with this whole body positive thing, start with season 2. Start with episode 32, Healthy Beginnings, and then work your way forward in time, because then you'll go along with me on this journey and you'll hear content that resonates with you more, maybe where you're at now, and you can move forward in time with me and sort of figure out if some of these body positive principles that I start introducing later resonate with you, and you'll have the groundwork laid from all the episodes you've heard before. So, again, if you're already steeped in body positivity, basically start now and work backwards. And if you're looking to expand your understanding of body positivity and you're sort of skeptical of it now, start with the second season and work forwards. And of course, you can also start with those most popular episodes I mentioned, which I think are pretty entertaining and cool, in addition to being really useful from a body positive perspective. Like, they're just interesting conversations. So hopefully all of these conversations are interesting conversations, but I think those ones are probably the most popular for a reason, because they get, traction beyond just this intuitive eating and body positive community. So I hope that helps, and I would love to stay connected with you as you get deeper and deeper into the podcast. So you can subscribe to my VIP list, my email list, where I send out information about the podcast and my other work. I send a lot of anti-diet, body positive tips and resources, as well as special deals and giveaways. So you can join that email list at christyharrison.com/email. That's christyharrison.com/email. And my website also has ways that you can connect with me on all the social media platforms. So whatever your choice of platform, you can find it on my website, christyharrison.com. Just look for the little social media icons. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and I'll be back again soon with another episode of Food Psych. The music you're hearing behind me now is by a band called AWOL, and the track is called Food, used under the Creative Commons license. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, stay psyched.
The same balance I was born with, everybody got grills. Turkey or chicken, stupid or scared, no work in the kitchen now. Who put you there in that perfect position now? Bullies want your food, and you ain't really beat.
Have you ever went over your friend's house to eat?